All right, in this video, we're going to be learning how to do takeoff, controlled hovering, and of course, landing. So the first thing we do is go ahead and start up our motors, whether it's an arming switch or just raising the throttle. I'm gonna go ahead and start my motors, and I'm gonna slowly raise the throttle stick until the quadcopter becomes light on its feet, and I'm gonna fight any wind that there might be. Now this one has got self-leveling turned on, so I can hover controllably, but if you're flying a quad with no self-leveling, it's pretty much the same thing, just a little bit more work. Now, in a takeoff, we get to a controlled altitude that we like, and we try to hover. Now, in controlled hovering, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to just move to a cone or anything that you have on the ground, whether it's a trash can or a rock or just something to give you reference. We're going to hover over that spot. Now, the best thing I like to do is go around the square. So I go forward and I park it on the next obstacle. Give me a few seconds to maintain that hover. And if it's windy out, this will be a little more challenging. We don't have any wind today. Now we're going to slowly slide to the left. I just gave left aileron or left cyclic, whichever you'd like to call it. And you want to try to maintain an altitude and maintain the distance away from the cone, whether it's above it, left or right of it. And I'm going to come back to my next cone and park it there for a few more seconds and hover it there. Notice the whole time I'm doing this, I'm tail in. You can see that LED on the back, that's the tail of the Vortex Pro, but we're actually going to want to do tail in hovering. That's going to be a lot more easier for the new pilot. Now the next thing to do is to try different orientations. So side, left side to me or right side to me or even nose in. That's going to change how I control the model. So now right will get me to go away from me, and forward will go to my left instead of away from us. So it's just a little bit different, but we're going to manage all the different orientations. And you can even change orientations on each cone so that you really start to learn what each of them do. You can even do nose in, which is probably the most challenging, but you can fly it nose in, and you can start to really control it, get it on each cone. And once you learn all these orientations, you'll be a much better pilot. And also, you can start to do pirouetting turns, where you pirouette through the maneuver instead of stopping at each cone. You can continue to pirouette as you get to each cone. Try different things. You can try any different cone. It's really easy to do once you kind of get this down. That's it, guys. Now for the landing part, let's just go ahead and bring it back to a safe spot and slowly lower that throttle down until you set it down nicely.